We're going to talk about faith right now. I asked my mom the other day what faith meant to her, and she said it's just when you believe. And yeah, to me, it's when you, like, when someone's behind you and they say they're going to catch you, and you believe that they will. I was in a car accident. We'll forget that. And I had what they think is a concussion. So I was at the head trauma center because I've been having like blurred vision and just some other things. So I went to see these people, and they strapped me into a device and they put me on a platform, and the platform kind of rocked back and forth. The base did, and then the walls did. And they told me to like stand as still as I could, and at first if I moved, the walls would move, and then next if I moved, the floor would move. And then they combined it. If I moved, the walls and the floors would move. And they had me in this vest. And the guy there said, that I'm not going to fall. And if he's there, if anything happens, he's going to catch me. Because there's handles on the harness that he can catch me. And I'm still thinking that I'm back when I'm like 400 pounds. And there's no way this guy's going to catch me. Now it's a lot different. I'm not as heavy as I was, so it's more possible that he can catch me. I still think that I'm heavy. So I'm basically putting my faith in that he's going to catch me, and I'm doing this, exercise, and I'm doing fairly well. The last one where the walls and the floor moved, I thought I did pretty bad, but he said I did above average in all of them. So I felt pretty good. And then the next one was where he had me kind of like do different walks forward, the whole heel to toe going forward. I don't like doing that, but he said I did well at that. Other types of walks, side to side movements. He had me walk while he moved my head and trying to look at an object and read stuff while my head was moving. And one of them was walking backwards. And again, I had to believe that, that there was nothing behind me, and that, he was going to, let me know if there was anything in the way. And I believed that he would. So I did, well at that. So, it just, leads me back to the belief, belief in God. And I, years ago, whenever something would happen, I would think to myself, is this going to happen? Am I going to get the right parking spot that I want? Something as simple as that. And when I go into it, then I'm like, I'm going to get the worst parking spot. And I did. So I'm like, there's no God, because I didn't get a parking spot. Boo-hoo me. And now when I go into it, I always think, don't worry, I'm going to get a good parking spot. And sure enough, I get a good parking spot. So now I always go into it thinking I'm going to get a good parking spot. And I always think to myself, if I don't get a good parking spot, who cares? Because I can do for the walk, the exercise is good for me. Oh, well, 9 out of 10 times I get a good parking spot. If I get a bad parking spot, who cares? That's where my number systems come in. And I look at the odds. I look at how many times I get a good parking spot versus how many times I get a bad parking spot. And it's always in my favor. So why should I be in a bad mood when I know? And it's like that with pretty much everything in my life. And I know that if I ask God for something, that it's going to be in my favor, that he's going to ask, he's going to give it to me. And so therefore, if I ask him enough times, he's going to give it to me. You see how that works? And, most people, they're afraid to do that. And sometimes it takes, 100 times of asking, but you have to believe that after that 100th time, he's going to say yes. But you have to be willing to wait along, if you like, I want to win the lottery. It's pretty much well known. I have to know that he's not going to give me the lottery like in a week or in 6 months. It's going to be a long time. So when I do something good, like that's really worthy of it, like not just, do the dishes for my mom. When I do something really worthy, like do a real good deed for someone that was unexpected, like that was out of the norm, that was just a really good deed, and it's based upon what I think is a good deed, what is a good deed, what God thinks is a good deed, what I feel is a good deed. And those are times like if I ask God that time, like those are one of the times that that are a good time to ask him. So those would count as no's, but are going towards the 100, if you know what I mean. So if I get enough of those 100 of doing those super good deeds and asking him for it and being persistent, that's the other thing. If I do 100 good deeds and never remember again because it's not important to me, then it's not important to you. You see what I'm saying? Like if you want to be if you want to be famous, and it's just like something that you want to do, and you're not interested in it, then it's not going to happen. But if you're willing to do anything to be famous, and that's what you want, you're going to go out there and you're going to be doing things to impress God. And by impressing God, those are going to wipe off the chance. So maybe you only need 50 chances to be, like a Justin Bieber or something, because he had some kind of greatness in his background. So he was already, up there. And he had a good voice. He was blessed with a good voice. He was making those videos. He loved God. Everything was going for him. He wanted the videos. He wanted the stuff. And he asked God enough times, and God said yes. That's Justin Bieber's situation. Everybody's different. And if you understand that, that's basically the basis of what I'm trying to get at. All right? Thank you.